I always have to check if the numbers are going, if I'm on or I'm off. And most of you know I'm off most of the time. You know, I've gotten more and more anti-hateful David comments than ever before. Thanks, Mitt Romney. Thanks, Mitt Romney. Well, I forgot what I was going to talk about. I hate getting old. Oh, God, I hate getting old. Anyway, oh, I wanted to talk about what the Mormons are going to say when Mitt Romney gets his ass kicked by the Negro. I can say Negro. I'm of the age where they were Negroes. They're black people now, I guess, but they were Negroes when I was a child. You know, it's interesting. Mormons can spin bad news almost anytime, anywhere. I've never seen an organization that can call a spade a spade. No intent. You're all too young to even know what the hell that meant. Anyway, I think Obama is going to kick his ass. I think, and I want to go on camera. I want to go on video. I want to go on and state my opinion. I could be wrong. Seldom am I, in my mind. But anyway, I think Obama is going to kick his ass. And I think when the Mormon stuff starts to come out, normal people are going to say, what the shit, he wears magic underwear? What president wears magic underwear? Well, I think that what's going to happen, and I'm not going to be political, because I certainly voted Democrat, I voted Republican, and I've abstained from a lot of votes in the church when they said, do you sustain all these people as prophets, seers, and revelators? I go, no, I don't. So I just keep my hands down. So you can abstain in church, but you can't vote yes or no. If you vote no, you ought to bend over and kiss your ass goodbye. The Danites are going to say, you better vote yes. I think that I run over in my mind over and over, if I was still a Mormon, thank God I'm not, what I would say. You know, the Mormons have counted on this day. This is their day. That they believe that the Constitution is hanging by a thread. That's one of their revelations. Hanging by a thread. And that the priesthood will come in and save the Constitution. Well, they all think that that's Romney. And I don't. I don't believe in the revelation, and I don't believe the priesthood is going to save shit. It never has. It never will. It's magic thinking. And I think that the Mormons are going to be so upset. I don't think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be somewhat of a landslide that Obama kicks his ass. Now, what are the Mormons going to say when the white and delightsome man, and who's been state president and cheered by 2 or 3 million people, which are all Mormons? There's not 14.4. There's about 4 million, and getting less and less and less. I think that they might say, well, Obama is of the devil. Well, if he is, then the devil won, didn't he? It says there was a miscount. There was 20 million votes miscounted. They're going to come up with some shenanigans shit that is going to make them look like a horse's ass. Their man lost. He lost mainly because of his personality and his being out of touch with real people. He has been, you know, silver spoon fed his whole life, and many Americans are hurting right now, and they don't want somebody in there that never had it hungry, never had to make Cheerios with water in them for their children. I've been there. I've done that. I had a job in Salt Lake City once that all my friends wanted me to create a union. Let me tell you something about Utah. I was working for Arthur Murray Dance Studio, and as a dance teacher, I used to do that at BYU and at Arthur Murray's. And when I decided to start a union in Utah, they fired me. Now, that shouldn't have been a surprise if I had studied Utah history, but it was. And so, other than standing outside with a picket sign and not having an income, you know, all of my friends that said, do it, saw what happened to me, and they go, I'm not going to do it. So I'm out there by myself. I lost my income, and one morning I poured Michelle, my oldest daughter, a bowl of Cheerios, and I had no milk, and put water in it, and I said, this sucks. And so I had to drive to California, where my parents were, and sleep on the floor with my young family and get myself back together financially. So Romney is not in touch. Romney is in a closed community of Mormons. I don't know if you heard or read this. He gave a talk in a stake center. Now, the church says it doesn't take any sides in political contest, that they're always neutral. Well, how many political figures have ever spoken at a stake center anywhere in the Mormon cult tradition other than Romney? It's not open to Obama. Do you think Obama could go into a Mormon church and speak as a candidate? Of course not. So here's what I've told you over and over again. Don't listen to what Mormons say. Do not listen to what Mormons say. Look at what they do. And when you see it with your own eyes, then you know what Mormonism is all about. They're trained to say the right thing under the right circumstances all the time. Now, when Obama wins this presidential candidate, it's worse than a sharp stick in the eye for the Mormons, because they believe, first of all, dark skin and their Book of Mormon and black people are inferior. Now, how he got into the presidency, I'm sure, was voting or counting the votes wrong. The Mormons can't accept that a black man legitimately won the presidency. And I remember my Mormon polygamous friend, within 1 or 2 weeks of Obama's inauguration, said, we're going to make him a one-term president. That was 3 years, 9 or 10 or 11 months ago. The moment he was elected, the Mormons were on the prowl to get rid of the black man. Well, here's the white man. He's going to come in and kick the black man's ass. So I'm just telling you right from the beginning, I think it's funny as hell, and I can't wait to see what the Mormons say when Obama, the black man, kicks the white man's ass. They're going to say, obviously, the voting machines didn't work right. It's off in the millions and millions, or it's a conspiracy, or it's some type of a satanic attack against the Mormons, because it's the only true church on the earth, and this, you know, is satanic because Satan always fights the truth. It's going to be some unbelievable spin. And I think you're going to see many Mormons resign. Now, I had a request that I make some kind of a comment on the mass resignation at the Mormons in Salt Lake City the other day. It was up at This Is the Place Park and Monument. Is where they say Brigham Young leaned up on the wagon and he was sick as a dog, and looked at the Salt Lake Valley and said, this is the place. And there's a visitor center up there and a little you know, information about the church and Brigham Young. Well, starting and now again, I try never to say anything I don't really know, and so when I don't really know, I'm going to tell you. Okay, I think, I'm not positive, because I do go on recoverymormonism.com. I watch that site quite often. It's a huge site. It gets 1 million hits a day. 1 million hits a day. And it's called Recovery from Mormonism.com. And I began to see on there some of the posts that were indicating there's going to be a mass resurrection. Jesus. When I watched my video, I go, he's so fucking stupid. He's so stupid. A mass resignation. Okay, so many people were coordinating on recovery, Mormonism, and I saw it getting bigger and bigger, and it wasn't huge because it's never been done before. There's never been a group of Mormons that said to the church, we resign. It's always been one person. And years ago, you couldn't resign. They had to excommunicate you. There was no such thing. And then they got sued. And they always seem to get new revelation when they get sued. Oh, the blacks can receive the priesthood. Oh, women can have a job now. Oh, the gays are going to be able to have full citizenship and participation. But I think it was only, I read the Daily Herald. No, that's in Provo. I read the Salt Lake Tribune. That's the Salt Lake paper. And it said there was about 125 people, and they came from Idaho and Nevada, I think Colorado. There was quite a little group of them that were spread in the western states, and they all stood up in front of the newspaper and video cameras and said, you know, we think the Mormon Church is untrue, and we all resign. And they all signed their letters of resignation. And the resignation in the Mormon Church now is so massive that it used to be Greg Dodge that all the resignations had to go through. Well, Greg was overwhelmed, and maybe he left the church when he saw so many people leaving the church. But anyway, I don't know if Greg is still in charge of it, but you can now resign from the Mormon Church by email, and the computers will all set it up, and you're out. And they will tell you that you're unbaptized, and that your priesthood is gone, and that your temple ceiling and your children and your wife are gone, trying to scare you back in when you get a letter back that says, yeah, you're out. So anyway, let me just say, I think Mitt Romney is the kiss of death for the Mormon Church. I think that there will be more mass resignations. The Mormons do not know what they believe. The Mormons do not know their history. The Mormons are not familiar with the policies and the procedures of their own church, and they're not familiar with the finances at all. And when they find out the top 15 are just making millions and millions of dollars, and their kids get to go to BYU for free, and they have all kinds of perks and all kinds of retirement and life insurance, and the rest of the church members, many are poor as a church mouse, are going to be pissed. And when that stuff all comes out this summer, I think that Obama just has to smile and wave, and I think the voters will go and say, you know, we don't want a Mormon in there. If that's his background, if that's his belief system, leave that in the Mormon Church. People can believe what they want. We're a country of religious freedom. But Romney was raised and believes and practices the Mormon Church. So find out what their temple ceremony is all about. I have videos on here on the veil. I was a veil worker for a couple of years at the Los Angeles temple. And take a look at their history. Joseph Smith is a pedophile. Brigham Young screwed everything that moved, and he killed 120 people down at Mountain Meadows. Take a look at their history. And they don't deny their history. They hold these people up. They worship Joseph Smith. I'm telling you, you will hear more about Joseph Smith in any Mormon meeting than you'll ever hear about Jesus. And I know the Mormons are coming out like cockroaches now. They're on my website. And I don't erase them. I don't erase them because I don't want to present to anybody. I mean, there's 63,000 people out there today, which amazes me, that actually pulled my videos up. Now, maybe they just clicked on them, saw how ugly I was, and clicked off. That's possible. But the Mormons are coming out, coming out, coming out. And I say to the Mormons, what the hell are you doing on my website? You can get excommunicated from your church listening to me. And I don't know why they're coming out. I can fantasize that maybe I'm making some type of a statement, and that maybe there's enough people looking at me that it's influencing how people feel about the Mormon Church. I have not said don't join the Mormon Church. I have never said leave the Mormon Church. I have said what I have experienced, my personal experience over 50 years being in the Mormon Church with 14 kids, and being in a full graduate of seminary, a graduate of BYU, teaching the elders quorum, working as a veil worker, executive secretary in Hartford, Connecticut State for a short period of time on a state presidency level. I've been there. I've done it. I've paid my tithing and lost my ass and I would never give my money ever to anybody or any organization ever again without knowing where my money was going. So let's see what the Mormons say when Obama kicks Romney's ass. And I'm not going to tell you it's a prophecy. You know, the Mormon church will, that they knew that he was going to lose, that the Lord told him. You know, they just wanted to expose Mormonism. You know, I don't know what the spin's going to be, but I'm looking forward to it, and I'm laughing before the votes are even in, that the Mormons are going to make up some type of a reason or excuse that Romney lost, other than people don't like the Mormon religion. They don't like many of the people who are in the Mormon religion, and that Romney was a golden boy who didn't know anything about how the average person grows up in the United States. So let's wait and see. Thanks.